Hey students, I'm here with the pronunciation of the passage that belongs to Unit 1 and Lesson 1. Sometimes I see you pronounce in an incorrect manner. That's why your speaking loses smartness. As a teacher, I want you to shake off this shameful weakness. Since you have an English textbook, you should at least learn the correct pronunciation of the words given in the text. So let's read the book pronouncing the words correctly. So here you see people or institutions making history, the unforgettable history. In the passage you see, my brothers, I stand before you today with a heart overflowing with grief. You are fully aware of the events that are going on and understand their import. We have been trying to do our best to cope with the situation, and yet, unfortunately, the streets of Dhaka, Chittagong, Khulna, Rajshahi, and Rangpur are awash with the blood of our brothers. The people of Bengal now want to be free. The people of Bengal now want to live. And the people of Bengal now want their rights. What have we done that was wrong? After the elections, the people of Bangladesh voted as one for me, for the Awami League. We were to sit in the National Assembly, draft a constitution for ourselves there, and build our country. The people of this land would thereby get economic, political, and cultural freedom. But it is with regret that I have to report to you today that we have passed through 23 tragic years. Bengal's history of those years is full of stories of torture inflicted on our people, of bloodshed by them repeatedly. 23 years of a history of men and women in agony. The history of Bengal is the history of a people who have repeatedly made their highways crimson with their blood. We shed blood in 1952, even though we were the victors in the elections of 1954. We could not form a government then. In 1958, Afghan declared martial law to enslave us for the next 10 years. In 1966, when we launched the 6-point movement, our boys were shot dead on 7 June. When after the movement of 1969, Afghan fell from power and Yahya Khan assumed the reins of the government, the latter declared that he would give us a constitution and restore democracy. We listened to him then. A lot has happened since and elections have taken place. I have met President Yahya Khan. I have made a request to him not only on behalf of Bengal but also as the leader of the party which has the majority in Pakistan. I said to him, you must hold the session of the National Assembly on 15 January. But he did not listen to me. He listened to Mr. Bhutto instead. At first he said that the meeting would take place in the first week of March. We said fine, we will taking our seats in the assembly then. I said we will carry out our discussions in the assembly. I went so far as to say that if anyone came up with an offer that was just, even though we were in the majority, we would agree to that offer. Mr. Bhutto came here. He carried out discussions with us. He He had said that the doors of negotiations had not been shut and that there would be further negotiations. I then had talks with other leaders. I said to them, "Come and sit down with us. Let's create a constitution for ourselves through discussions." But Mr. Bhutto declared that if West Pakistani members came here, the assembly would end up as a slaughterhouse. He claimed that whoever came here would be slaughtered. He said that if anyone showed up here, all shops from Peshawar to Karachi would be shut down. I declared that the assembly would continue to meet, but suddenly on the 1st of March, the assembly was shut down. Mr. Yahya Khan called the session of the assembly in his capacity as the president, and I declared I would be attending it. Mr. Bhutto said he wouldn't be part of it. 35 members of the assembly came from West Pakistan to take part in its proceedings, but it was dissolved all of a sudden. The blame was put on the people of Bengal. The finger was pointed at me. After the assembly session was prorogued, the people of this country protested. I told them, "Observe the general strike we have called peacefully." I told them, "Shut down all mills and factories." Our people responded to my call. They came to the streets spontaneously. They expressed their firm determination to carry out their struggle peacefully. What have we got in return? Those who brought arms with our money to defend us from external enemies are now using those arms on the poor, the wretched, the downtrodden people of the land. Bullets are being aimed at their hearts. We constitute the majority in Pakistan, but whenever we Bengalis have tried to assume power, they have used force on us. I have had a talk with Mr. Yahya Khan. I told him, "Mr. Yahya, you are the President of Pakistan. Come and observe how the people of my country are being mowed down with bullets. Come and see how our mothers are being deprived of their children, how my people are being massacred. Come, observe, and only then pass a judgment on what is going on." He has apparently said that I had agreed to attend a round-table conference on the 10th of March. Didn't I say a long time back? What is the point of another round-table conference? Who will I sit with? Should I sit with those who have shed the blood of my people? He has suddenly dissolved the assembly without carrying out any discussions with me. After sitting in a secret meeting for 5 hours, he gave a speech where he has put all the blame on me. He has even blamed the Bengali people. My brothers, the assembly has been called into session on the 25th of March, but the blood spilled on our streets has not yet dried. About the 10th of this month, I have told them Mujibur Rahman won't join the round table conference because that would mean wading over the blood that has been shed. Although you have called the assembly into session, you will have to listen to my demands first. You will have to withdraw martial law. You will have to return all army personnel to their barracks. You will have to investigate the way our people have been murdered. And you will have to transfer power to the representatives of the people. It is only then that I will decide whether we will take our seats in the assembly or not. I don't want the Prime Minister's office. We want the people of this country to have their rights.